Welcome to Coffee Break Book Reviews. I'm Molly Schaefer, and I'm here with the incredibly talented illustrator Steve Page, who illustrated The Pencil Eater. We were with Stacy on the last episode. So welcome, Steve.
Well, welcome to you. Thanks for inviting me. Great.
Okay, so question number one, what I want to know. Oh, before we even get into question number one, Steve, will you tell everybody where you're from originally and where you live now?
I'm originally from England. Was there for quite a few years. And then 20 years ago, I moved to Australia with my family and my wife, and then started a family over here. So been here for 20 years, just outside Melbourne.
Okay, so I'm going to try something right now, and you're going to tell me how terrible on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being absolutely fantastic, and 1 being do not ever do this again. I'm going to try.
Not an accent.
Yeah, I'm totally going to try accents. So I'm going to pretend like I'm English. Is this a British? Hold on there, Steve. Is this a British accent? Do I sound British on a scale of 1 to 5?
Five being good and 1 being bad, right? It's got to be a 5, isn't it?
You are such a fibber. Because even my son's like, Mom, don't do that. It's not cute. Like, your British accent.
Edit this bit out of the video, will you? Edit this bit out.
Okay, so now I think my Australian accent's going to sound pretty similar to my British.
Okay, yeah, I thought it might.
Okay,
yeah.
And I don't know. Oh gosh, let me think. Do you have bats in Australia?
That's quite similar to the English one, isn't it?
So is it like okay, so that was a 1, right?
Yeah. I think that's generous as well.
Was that better as like a British accent?
I don't know whether it was better. It was certainly unique, I think.
I'm gonna choke on my LaCroix. Okay, so all fun aside, I'm actually really interested in this because my daughter, who is 20, one of the career aspirations that she has is to be an illustrator. She's going to school right now for music at a private school, and she really wants to be an illustrator. So I'm really stoked to actually have an illustrator on, because if I try to illustrate a dog, it looks like a lopsided horse. I'm not an illustrator, like, at all. I can't draw, but I like art. So what influenced you to become an illustrator?
Well, I was always drawing. I've always been drawing since I was little. And so, I just went in to do the art college, went to that when it seemed a logical progression to go to art college after school. And then I trained to be a graphic designer. So I was doing that for 20 odd years in publishing. Started off doing kids' books and all through that. And and I just got to the point doing the graphic design that it was getting further away from what I really enjoyed in the first place. And it was just sort of, I just went, you know what, I'm not enjoying this anymore. I want to change it. And so, big leap of faith, chucked in my job and started doing illustration. And it's been a long, hard slog and many years of, that's why I've got less hair probably. But, it's, should have done it years ago, really. But it's just that right moment of the time just to do it. So it's kind of a work thing that made me jump into and doing illustration. But I've always been drawing and always been doing stuff, and so it's like that. So it just seemed logical, really.
No, I love that, because that kind of actually, that really reminds me of my writing career.
Yeah.
I college, and I had a college professor. God, I can't even remember her name. And that's really sad, because I'm not that old to lose my memory. But anyways, she was so influential for me she wanted me to just go to school to be an author, to be a writer. And I really wanted to be a teacher. And she was really frustrated with that, because she's like, you can teach and write at the same time, but if you can go to school and get your MFA, like, I really think you should go to school and get your MFA. And I was just really my heart was just set on teaching. And so I didn't even look at any other avenues.
Yeah.
And I just stayed with teaching. And I mean, I love teaching, but it's definitely not where my heart, like my passion is. I feel like I'm good at teaching because I'm good at storytelling
Yeah.
and good at explaining. But like I always wanted to write, and I've always written. Even when I was a kid, I was just like, it was something that I felt like I had to do, like something that I felt called to do.
Yeah,
And
but same with my drawing. Same with the drawing. It was that I needed to do it, and like I said, the further I got in the design thing, got further up the design career path, the less I was actually doing of what got me in there in the first place. And so I went, no, this is silly. That's crazy. You get one shot at this, so you might as well give it a go. So, yeah.
no, I feel a kinship to that.
Yeah.
Because when I was growing up, I'm the first one in my family to go to college on both sides of my family.
Yeah.
And I had like this pressure to choose a career instead of choosing maybe the path of my heart, which is why I think I push my daughter so much to like, yeah, you need money, but you can live on any budget. Like what would be really rad is if you do something that your heart is drawn to every single day, like that you wake up and it's like not even a day of work, it's a day of creating. And maybe you're like this too, but I feel like with writing I get to create something that didn't exist anymore, and for me that like draws me closer to God, because like for me God's like the ultimate creator and I get to like do something sacred.
Yeah, it's special. It's part of you you're putting out there, rather than just going through the motions of just doing stuff. And that's what I found with the design stuff. You know, I was putting my all into doing what I was doing, and but it just wasn't right. It just like it was hard work. I was struggling. The more I was doing it, I don't really enjoy doing this. You know, it wasn't in me. You know, and it was to start with. I really enjoyed doing it. You know, doing the kids' books, I used to design and all that sort of stuff. It was great fun. But I just went, you know what? You get one shot at this, so let's try this thing. And yeah, still going, why did I do it? Why did I do it?
I totally get that too. The first time I sent out like an actual query, and I sent out, feels like you're sending your heart out there, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, and somebody could just like puree it, you know, that would be nasty. But like, no, it just feels like they can crush my spirit right now. And some people do. And then, but a lot of people in the community I found are pretty gentle for me. With me, a lot gentler than I think I assumed they would be. But there were some people that were not. I had one lady tell me not to quit my day job.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
that was so nice.
Yeah.
For a new writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt real good. So after, like, are there any like illustrators or artists or like who specifically influenced you, or maybe like influences your work?
Well, I suppose that when I was a kid, I was always drawing. Like I said, I was always drawing, and I suppose like all the Disney stuff, I was always copying those or that sort of style, trying to emulate those ones. And same with the like all the Warner Brothers cartoons and, you know, Wacky Racers and all this kind of stuff. When I was a kid growing up, I used to Tom and Jerry. I used to love all that stuff, and you know, and just to draw and draw and draw them. And then I got into the Marvel comics and all that sort of stuff, and started drawing like them and all this kind of thing. So I suppose those were really my main influences when I was growing up. And now there's so much good stuff out there, so many good, talented artists. It's just, you know, amazing. And I look at the stuff and go, wow, why am I even in that kind of arena with them? You know, I mean, why am I even an illustrator? They're so good. So there's so many out there.
Is that kind of like art for you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I had to do it and all that sort of stuff. I was always doing it, and I'd see the stuff and go, "Wow!" At the time, I didn't realise what it was, the way it was affecting me as much. You know, you go home and watch a cartoon, and this is really fun. I really enjoy this. I'll watch it again and watch it again, watch it again, whatever. But it was, thinking back on it, it had such a profound. The way I draw stuff now is probably influenced by those cartoons and that kind of style and whatever. So yeah.
I have a question about your Instagram name, Rapscallion Monkey. How did you come up with that?
I don't know. It just kind of like, popped in my head going, yeah, that'll do. Rapscallion's a bit sort of rascally, bit kind of cheeky kind of thing. So that's kind of good. Yeah, and the monkey, yeah, a bit so cheeky as well. So yeah, fine. Nice kind of sound to it, I thought. So yeah, I thought that kind of
Great syllabication, rapscallion monkey. Like it's just like it sounds kind of like I don't know, like a grunge band, rapscallion.
wow. Yes, there could be, couldn't there?
Yeah,
If
I
the
kind of love that.
illustration stuff doesn't work, I could always start that, I suppose, couldn't I?
Your
Yeah,
work
no.
on your Instagram page is legit, man. I saw
Oh,
that you
hey.
had some of the pencil eater on there. Like I think you had like two images of that. Okay, so like that's so cool. I need to come up with a name then, because like my name's like Molly Shaper. It just sounds boring. I don't know. Mischievous melon.
Well, if I think of any, I'll let you know, shall I?
Please do. And then maybe you could like draw my emoji. That would be rad. Like
I could do that.
mischievous
I could do that
melon.
for you.
So you've been in the industry for quite some time. So I assume that you faced rejection, right?
Once or twice. Once or twice.
So how do you handle it? Like how do you, because I don't handle it very well.
Yeah, it comes with the territory, and some days it really gets you. I mean, because you put so much time and effort into your work, and it's hard to get over it. Some are worse than others. That some squash you and go, yeah, that's not right. No, and the way they just word things, go, oh, that's not a bit nasty. But you just have to kind of dust yourself off and get off and do something else. That's what I usually do. Either draw something completely for myself or do something completely different. Because your confidence takes a whack when you get that. So you're going, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. So I just go, I'll draw something for me to prove to myself that I can still do it. And then, get back on the horse and off you go again. But yeah, it's hard.
No, I completely agree. I think when a lot of new creators or not illustrators, authors, whatever, when they're getting into the business, I think we have an idealistic view of how it's going to be. Like you hear about all the kind of like war wounds that people have to go through and you're like, yeah, that's not going to be me. I don't know. You just have a thought in your head that it's not going to be you. And then you get like your first rejection and it hurts and you're like, okay, yeah, on to the next. And then you get into this like really funky place where maybe I'm not good. Maybe I shouldn't have gone down this road. And you just have to kind of at that point root yourself. How did you like come up with your style? I know you said that you did the same kind of mimicky thing where you looked at other styles, but like how long did it take you to hone your craft?
You're trying to second guess things and you're trying to do someone else's style, and you got to be true to yourself and do. If they don't like it, you just go, well, this is what I would do it, how I would do the style, and that's just it. But yeah, I've done a few where I've tried to emulate what I think they want or their style, what they had before, and it's backfired on me badly. I've gone, yeah, no, it's hard work doing it, and I've gone, oh, I'm not enjoying this at all, or I've not think so. You've got to keep true to yourself and do the style you want to do. How I achieved my style, I don't know really. I just kind of evolved and happened, yeah, just started drawing it and that looks kind of cool. I kind of like that, and then coloured it up and went, yeah, it's not too bad. Try a bit more of that. And so I didn't. So it was just
like, how do you mesh your style with the picture book? Like that has to be a process, and I don't know the process because I just write the picture books. So
yeah, I don't know. I suppose I read the story and then think about I always start with the main character and trying to develop them. And in my head, I've got how they sort of like would talk, or trying to make them a real character in my head and see how they would go like that. I suppose that develops the style, what they would be like. The pencil leader, I could see him as a little angry little kind of eating monkey kind of thing. So that developed the way I would do him. So that kind of, and I didn't want him too aggressive and too angry because of the age of the book as well. So I've kind of toned that down a bit. But yeah, so it's a mishmash of how the little character in my head I see him and how the story goes. Does that make sense? Does that kind of?
Yeah. No. So I guess like if there's new illustrators out there that are on that path of like they know that this is something that they would enjoy doing. They know that this is something that they want to do, but they really don't know how to like take that first step. If you could like go back in time and talk to yourself, like what advice would you give yourself?
Just keep plugging away at it and just believe in yourself, and just, your style will come, what you feel happy with and feel confident with. Don't try and do other people's style. Don't try and, it might not be the best. Well, you have this preconceived idea of what it's going to look like, but it might not be that. But it might be what other people want, the style you want, and work at it, and it will get there. You'll get there. But be true to yourself and do something that you really feel happy with. Do what you feel happy, and try lots of things. But do try lots of things. Do try like paintings or whatever, because it's all art and it's all time. We might pick up a little line, because my daughter's into doing drawings and all that sort of stuff, and probably go down an art route later on. And I keep saying, just try things, just try different styles, try different this, that, and the other, different genre, whatever, just to, because something might go, oh, I like that bit there. Maybe I can incorporate that into here, and then it just evolves that way. So yeah, just keep drawing and just practice stuff, and you'll get there.
What I got from that was like, don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself to other people's styles. Don't limit yourself to other people's expectations, because you just practice and play around with drawing, and figure out what feels good when you're illustrating something, or art in general, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy with doing painting. I suppose that's another thing that made it easier for me. I do it digitally, which, I could paint a bit, but I was never really felt I was that good or confident enough with the paints. Mm-hmm. But now I can do it digitally. I can just go, that's cool. I can do it a lot quicker. It's a lot more easier. I can adjust things and get the effects that I want to be. So that's made it a lot easier for me. And it's less messy, of course, as well, which is good. But so you find the right medium for you, and, just try different things, and off you go.
You just gave some advice. What can we expect next from you?
Well, I've got a few projects in the pipeline. And then I've got one about an orangutan who's tells other people what to do, a bit of the boastful ape, which is kind of set in a zoo with lots of other critters and animals doing various things, which is quite fun. I've got another pencil eater coming up, which I'm sure Stacey mentioned, which would be quite fun to do. I haven't started that one yet, but I'm looking forward to that one. And then I've got my book coming out somewhere, and I've got to start working on that, which is one I've written, and going to start illustrating, which would be quite a fun one to do. A bit scary, but yeah, I have to be my worst critic even more with the art. But yeah, that would be quite fun. So I've got a few projects on the go at the moment, but so I'm keeping busy. But, yeah.
How long does it take you to finish illustrations for a book?
Ooh, it depends, really. It could be like 4 or 5 months, maybe, from start to finish, maybe.
Yeah, I think authors too, picture book authors, may not understand. I know I didn't when I first started writing picture books. I didn't understand how long it actually takes to get the picture out there. And so knowing that it can take the illustrator, from what I've heard, it could be anywhere up to 6 months for some books. Yeah. It just is grit. A lot of it is grit and a smile, just to a grit smile to get through.
Totally, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much I actually didn't have a coffee break. I had a LaCroix break. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, or I'm going to get trademarked. But I had a soda water break. But thank you
It's been a pleasure
for taking some time and chit-chatting with me.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah.
Okay, so watch out for those oversized spiders and pythons and bats in Australia.
And keep working on your accents.
Oh, dude, I will try. Hally-ho!
Yeah.
Do you have these crazy creatures?
Oh yeah.
All I ever whenever I look at stuff for Australia, it's always these big old spiders and spider webs.
Yeah, we get those in the house.
What about those snakes? I've seen python snakes eating alligators.
We have a few around here, but not too many snakes. It's a bit cold for them, but we get kangaroos and wallabies and wombats and echidnas and all that sort of stuff in the garden. And
bats. I saw a bat hang out, and this is totally what Americans probably think of Australia. But there was this humongous, ginormous bat hanging off of somebody's house, and I'm like, Lord Jesus, that can't be real. And like, are they massive out there?
Some of them are quite big, some of them are quite big, but yeah.